Good afternoon. Hello, one, hello, all. For those of you who are on your lunch break, or if you're catching us later on, I'm CP. I'm joined by Cecil of the Horror Show. Cecil.
Hello.
Yeah, you got it. You got to say something to get the camera to switch to you.
Oh, okay, sorry.
And Dino from the Late Horror Show. Dino.
Hello, what's up, everybody?
All right. All right. So in case you can't hear it, Dino's. He's got some emotions about the trailer. We've all watched the Child's Play trailer that dropped this afternoon, this morning, February 8th. I guess it's trailer 1. I don't know if you guys have seen that little promo thing that they did earlier in the week.
We ended up reacting to. Well, I forgot no one was there with me doing it this time. I reacted to it afterwards because at the end of the trailer there was like, watch more here, and I was like, what's that? And it took me to that little 1-minute ad from Kazlan.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of Alien or Prometheus, like their marketing scheme with the Watani shit, or the whatever the fuck Prometheus is.
Yeah, the cheap version. Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So
that's fired.
Yeah, I guess we'll get right into it. Forget the fucking the internet trailer. Let's get into the trailer. Dino, you're steaming hard, huh?
Well, I wake up this morning and I look at the TV guide, and Child's Play is just playing all day long.
TV guide?
Oh, I'm sorry.
What are you, the last people to have a fucking TV guide?
I'm joking. But literally, my whole feed scrolling down 50 it was all Child's Play, which is fine, you know. Hey, so let me look at the trailer. You know,
welcome to YouTube, by the way.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And I watched the trailer, and I think we're going to. Well, it's coming up in a couple months, so it's not that long that we got to wait for the movie. But yeah, not pleased. And again, everybody will argue back and forth on different reasons why it's okay and stuff. But yeah.
Don't
terrible.
One of your major points that you brought up before. We'll
I
get
won't.
to that in a second. Cecil, I'm going to assume that you're on the other end of the spectrum here, as far as.
Yeah. Basically, yes, I am. I am on board with what they showed us. I'm actually glad that they didn't overshow like a lot of other things have done. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed that we didn't at least, if they showed us the image of what Chucky looks like before, why not at least show us one quick glimpse of him at the end of this trailer? Yeah. They didn't need to tell us or give us his voice yet. They will need to do that in the next trailer, absolutely. Again, even if it's just a line or two, but the only disappointing thing is that we didn't get at least one reveal. Everything else I was actually really on board for, although when I broke it down, I really figured out what 3 different kills were pretty easily with just the glimpses they showed.
Yeah, that's psychoanalyzing and taking it frame by frame.
Agreed.
I do like that they squashed the concern over the buddy name. With the name Chucky is actually mentioned in the trailer, so for everybody who thought it wasn't going to be named Chucky, there you go. You can relax with that shit now.
Buddy is literally just the rebrand of Good Guy.
Yeah. I was saying the same shit forever ago. Like Good Guy dolls, like it was just the toy itself. It was G.I. Joe or whatever the fuck. So I thought they introduced the robot angle pretty well. I mean, I couldn't help but get like Chopping Mall vibes, but I'm all right with it. What are you awing about? Like, is Chopping Mall some prestigious property that can't be touched?
No, I guess I'm just awing. Like you're pleased with how they introduced the AI part of it. I just I don't get any of it. I mean, I really don't. I just.
All right, Gino. So without being able to change the fact that it's AI, how would you have presented it in the trailer? That Chucky's AI now.
Oh, I'm not even saying. I would have to really go in depth and figure this out. I mean, I didn't write the story, but you know, I think just again, we'll see. Like everybody says, we'll see when the movie comes out how this is going to affect his character, his charisma. What, you know, is it just pure robot? Does he become a little bit, you know, sentient or whatever? Who knows? But you know, just to show them putting together the robot, how they did, yeah, at the very beginning of the trailer, it's just like, no, it didn't thrill me. There was nothing exciting. And again, I think
it was a 1-minute trailer. I mean, I don't know.
Right. But they packed a whole lot in that minute trailer, right? You know, I mean, you get the gist of the movie to me from that little bit of trailer. I mean, it's you could tell that they're doing the whole Halloween thing where there's going to be a lot of flashbacks, like scenes here and there that are duplicate of the original movie. And, you know, little annoying things like that, that's probably going to be to its detriment again. Although there's going to be people who are going to say, that's what I like about it. It harkens back to the fans of the original movie. And no, they're trying to capture the new audience too. And it's, if you're focusing in on, you know, restaging all these scenes, it's like, come on. I don't know. I don't know why I'm so worked up, guys. Hey, whatever.
It's all right. It's what drives it's what drives the community, having emotions about shit
it's
that
like,
they have no control over, and in the end it means nothing.
And again, there's other people who have different takes on it. Like Cecil's going to talk in a minute about remakes.
If you just shut up, he would.
I know. I won't. I'm good here. I'm good. And I totally agree. I'm just different when it comes to messing with these movies. If you've screwed it up over and over and over again, leave it alone. I mean, but again, Cecil, go ahead. Whatever.
Well,
go ahead.
I was going to say to that specific point, they haven't screwed it up over and over again. At this point, Mancini has screwed it up over and over again. So this is actually, to me, this is an opportunity for them to right the ship. For those that have not liked where that series has gone at this point, this is taking it back to the roots, and they're not being shy about it being a remake of the original. So there do need to be shades of what the original did in there, at least to some degree. And the before I get into that big, you know, remake overall point, this specifically I like as a remake because it does what most remakes don't do. Most remakes just do like what you said, Dino. They just rehash everything that was done before in a not very new way. This is at least a literal evolution of the idea of Chucky. You know what I mean? He is now a doll that, and I pointed this out a little bit in my review, and a commenter sort of expounded on the idea in a clear way that I liked. And he's like, you know what? There aren't that many kids nowadays that are okay with just a doll. Like if you're putting the movie nowadays, there needs to be more to it. And when you add the fact that Siri and Alexa are everywhere now and that sort of thing, it only makes sense for them to build it into this. And they even show in the trailer that he's turning around Buddy 2. So this is the second form of it. So it's now been upgraded. So they're already showing that the previous version might not have had all this. You know what I mean? So it's literally an upgrade of the idea of Child's Play. Now, there may or may not be voodoo involved. Another commenter suggested, well, maybe one of the creators of the Buddy doll like programmed something in as like a last thing because there's a criminal element there. You know, I was like, maybe, but
right before the suicide or whatever.
Right. The only issue that I took with this, in thinking about it afterwards, I did not bring up in the reaction is the issue that I'm going to find is one of the really cool things about Chucky is that he always had an end game. He always wanted to get his soul back into a human body. Now, if this thing starts as AI, what is the AI's end game going to be? And again, another commenter suggested, well, maybe the AI's thing is to protect his friend to the end, and he starts seeing all the people and friends and family around him as threats and starts taking them out.
When shit like that happens and other people have like better ideas, that's when I start shutting down because you know, a lot of this is like,
but that could be really it. We don't know. That could be it.
It could be, but then once
he scans the kid, and I think it is going to be like an imprinting thing where he needs to really protect Andy at all costs, and that's why he's got the mom strung up, but he hasn't gone after Andy yet. You know what I mean? That it makes sense.
I don't think any of us would dispute the fact that the one true great thing about the original Child's Play is the voice, Chucky, Brad Dourif,
Mm-hmm.
the charisma that he pumps into that little doll. Are you guys worried, concerned, skeptical, what have you, that we haven't heard from Chucky?
Yeah, I am. I think that's the reason they didn't put it out there. I think it's even the face and the style and how he's going to act. I think that's why they didn't show much of him either. I mean, you're going to get that real close to when the movie is released, and everybody's going to flock to it, and then they're going to be disappointed when they go see the movie. But see, there's something wrong with me. I don't know what to say. I think I've been pretty spot on with these remakes and stuff like that.
Did you watch the recent Pet Sematary trailer?
I'll get to that in another down the road here.
Wow.
But,
okay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
You're just a fucking. You're Clint Eastwood in Gran Torino.
I'm a prick.
That's all you are.
No. I'm not.
That movie will get its turn.
Hey, listen. I'm as big a horror fan as anybody, and I may be more old schooler than a lot of people out there, and less open-minded to what they're doing and trying to do. I understand the whole Siri, Alexa, a new generation type thing. But even with that said, watching the trailer today, it's still, I mean, again, you're going to get a kind of movie out of this. That's all you're getting,
from
guys.
1 minute.
You're going to get 0.5 or you know, however, it's going to be right down the middle, and it's, you know, I'd give it 50% on Rotten Tomatoes, whatever. That's what you're going to get from this movie. It looks like shit to me.
Wow.
But whatever.
Cecil,
I mean,
the voice.
1 minute and no story really per se yet. Like it's a lot of, that's a hell of a final judgment to make just based on the tiny bit we've gotten. The movie is 4.5 months away. 4.5 months away still. So there's plenty of time.
I did it with Halloween. I mean, I know a lot of people said they enjoy it.
Halloween is good. Ruled. That did not come out with the. I mean, it ruled in the box office.
It was an average movie, though,
with a 50%
Rotten
Tomato score either.
It was an average Halloween movie.
I agree with you. I'm just saying it was more.
But
I'm the one person defending Halloween here. This is.
I know, insane. right. No. We're not talking Halloween. We're talking Child's Play, and
well, I mean, well, hold on. Let Cecil discuss how he feels about the lack of voice, and then we'll swing back around, because Halloween and its success, I think, is very prevalent to the fact that we're A, getting this in June, B, getting it in the theaters.
John Kyle Stanton, he says, should I keep working at my job and watch you guys? Thanks for the $10, buddy.
What about a job?
I guess he's at work probably.
John, it depends on which side of the swing you're on. It'll be up later. Don't get yourself fired for Dino hemming and hawing about Child's Play. But thank you for the super chat. Cecil,
regarding the voice, I think they need to get it right. I don't think the movie does in a fashion kind of live and die by how Chucky A moves around in its environment, and B sounds like that. That is what made Chucky so, for lack of a better term, lovable by the audiences at large. Dourif did an amazing job crafting a personality. So, and the thing is, we're still getting that. That's so I am not as upset as maybe I would have been. Oh,
you mean we're still getting Mancini stuff?
We're still getting Brad as Chucky and his thing. And look, I mean, no one knew that Brad Dourif would have made for a really good Chucky voice until he was a really good Chucky voice, and so there's no reason why we can't find someone that's just as good out there now that can do a really good vocal character. Why not? Who's to say that we couldn't get someone, again, it'll probably never live up to what Dourif has done, but who's to say that it won't at least be enjoyable?
Does the success of the icon Chucky itself, does that hinge on how he sounds, how charismatic whoever is voicing Chucky, if it's voiced at all. I mean, we still don't know. Perhaps it's just a silent fucking thing. How important is whether or not it talks and the charisma behind the voice behind?
I think I think you'll lose the audience entirely if it's not good enough.
Yep. I agree 100%.
Yeah.
I mean,
what do you think, CP?
Yeah.
What
the whole story revolves around Chucky and his character. So you can't
see A Nightmare on Elm Street when they redid that. I give them credit for what they did, but there's a giant hole. It's not like Jackie Earle Haley was bad. It's just, you have this preconceived notion of what Freddy is, and then it's just not that in 2010's Nightmare on Elm Street. So I guess it's harder when you have this, like I said, this preconceived notion of what this character is. But maybe that's another reason why they switched it to AI, is to be like, listen, this is a different thing. We're gonna do it a little bit differently. I'm trying to think of characters where I think
a great comparison would be Pennywise, the old, Tim Curry Pennywise, known for his performance and his vocal performance. And how did people react to Bill Skarsgård as the new Pennywise? I personally loved him. I enjoy him more than Tim Curry. And honestly, it was the first time we actually heard him in what was probably the second trailer for the new movie that I was like, ooh, he actually does sound creepy. Like, I like how he sounds, and that swayed me another way. And I didn't think I would, because he's living up to Tim Curry, but boom, they proved me wrong in what was, again, probably the second trailer for the new It. I doubt they gave his voice in the first trailer.
Right. So to swing back to other things that are probably leading up to it, Dino. So I'll argue that you haven't seen too much in that Child's Play trailer. Would you prefer something like what we got from Pet Sematary yesterday in trailer 2, where there's an awful lot of information, an awful lot of third act stuff being displayed in that trailer? Would you prefer to see Chucky, hear Chucky, insert 4 or 5 kills here, like getting like key plot points? Would you like?
Well, not the plot points, not what we got from them. Like, no, totally different. I think it's 2 totally different situations. I think you could have definitely added the voice and added at least glimpses of Chucky's face or whatever Buddy's face, in the trailer itself, no matter how short it is. That would definitely have added a punch. But again, I could be different than most people, whereas it could have been 30 seconds long. They showed enough of the style of the movie, even when she's hung up in the factory or whatever, where with the ball gag in her mouth. Is that what was going on, or whatever? But anyway,
that was a different trailer that you were watching.
Right. I know. Oops, I got 2 different sites mixed up. But
wrong CP initials.
Yeah, but the style, everything about it just threw out bad vibes to me. I tell myself I go with my gut a lot of the times, and a lot of the times I'm right, but I'm not saying I'm always right, because I'm not. Everybody likes different things, but to me, I don't care how short it was. There was a lot of things in that trailer that just made me go, first of all, I'm not interested in Chucky. You need to at least show the voice, show him a little bit, and then can I bring up the clothing thing?
Good. Here's your.
Does a robot, when the boy buys the robot or whatever, or the robot gets loose from the box, first of all, is he not wearing clothes? Because there's a scene in the trailer where he grabs the little overalls or whatever, his clothing, and is going to go put it on. So again, I have a guess.
I have a guess.
I can't believe this is a genuine gripe.
Is that not ridiculous? I
he
mean,
probably got sprayed with blood at a crime scene, and so thinking that he was just there as a doll, they washed his clothes so that Andy could play with him again. And so he gets up and grabs his clothes because it looks like it might actually be sitting on top of a dryer.
Good. There's a point you can make, Cecil.
Yeah, again,
if it happens, I mean, there you go. Even if that's the case,
I'm being an angel's advocate, I suppose.
No, I get it. And you know what? I know there's going to be many people out there who's going to love this movie when it comes out. That's just the way it goes. We've all seen all the Child's Play. We know they've screwed just about every other movie than the first one up, and they're not getting it right. It's just the robot thing. If they go in a way that it gives him some kind of, you know what I'm talking about. What am I trying to get out? It's early here, guys. I don't even know what I'm saying. Yeah, whatever.
Just rolled out of bed. Well, can we all agree that it probably is the best looking Child's Play yet?
In a while.
Are we going there again though? Same thing with Halloween.
I'm talking like cinematography and stuff.
Go ahead, you guys talk.
Oh, what? Halloween, the cinematography is really good. I'm not saying it's it was good. Not Mandy, but
in Halloween the cinematography looked good. In this trailer that I seen, I don't see nothing that stood out to me at all.
I guess my point was, I guess the bar has been low. I mean, it's been a while since I've seen the original Child's Play, but I don't remember anything about the imagery being too.
Yeah. I think 2 was pretty slick still.
All right. I need to re-go visit those.
Yeah, but I thought it looked good. I thought it definitely looked like an updating of it rather than. I mean, Mancini's still look the same as they did since Bride of Chucky. Like, there's no sort of real art to me in the direction of the Chucky movies. There was more so in the Child's Play movies, and I think this is focusing on that a little bit more too. Like, it's a couple of producers of It, right? The remake. So there's that. And then who's the director of this one? What has he done again?
That's an excellent question.
Let me find out real quick.
Again, this is going to show you where I'm at with my idea on things. I loved Bride of Chucky and Seed of Chucky too. So
Seed you like?
Yeah, I like them both. Yeah.
Wow.
So it goes to show you, who's this dumbwit over here that's no, but you know what? It's all over.
Dino, in the end, none of our opinions mean jack shit.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
because
different tastes.
Everybody knows who the fuck their opinions are. So,
but what caught me too is just how this is building up. I mean, people are freaking out about this stuff. More than It, I think, even. And
I don't know about that.
It's not more than It, but it's. I said last year that Child's Play would give Halloween a run for its money as far as hype goes, and everyone laughed at my ass back then. But I'm telling you, it's going to happen. CP, you were probably one of them.
I don't remember you saying that to me, but
wow.
I mean, it's in the right, as far as the show business end of things. It's in the right neighborhood. It's getting released in summer. It is going against Toy Story 4 though, so that's a hurdle.
It's actually kind of perfect counter programming. It's an evil toy movie.
Yeah.
Can I predict for what it is? It's going to bomb. I am going to say that much. Yeah, I think so.
No. I don't think there's a chance, just based on all the hype that you're already seeing. Just based on
but a lot of the hype is negative. Go out there.
That's Mancini's.
No.
Following him, I think.
No, I'm talking about the new movie though. I mean, there's a lot of negative hype going on right now out there. Everybody who's seen this trailer, go ahead. There's 1,000 posted right now. In another minute, there'll be another 1,000. So,
and we're adding to it technically.
Yeah, right. So
the director's other movie, just real quick, guys, is Polaroid, a movie that's been delayed, I think, since 2015. So that's not super encouraging.
Have faith.
But it's listed as 2019 now. So I don't know.
Whoops.
Not super encouraging.
No.
How many writers are listed?
Let me find out. But we actually did a trailer reaction for Polaroid, I think 3 years ago, and we were like, that looks cool, and then it just poof disappeared into thin air.
Amityville Awakening.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh no.
They didn't silently release it yet though, so that's, I don't
know. What's up, Daniel? What's up, Matt? What's up, Tim? Ben, what's going on?
Well, there's no, that can't be. Okay, well, it just says Don Mancini based on characters created by and screenplay by Tyler Burton Smith.
So one screenwriter with just one based on character. Mm-hmm. All right, that's a little bit more encouraging. When there's 3 or 4 names, that's when you get a little nervous. Daniel Hammond says, I didn't like how they didn't show Chucky. Not like we don't know what he already looks like, but that goes back to the, new generation mentality where it's like, there's a very strong chance that a 18-year-old, a 16-year-old, well, actually, if it's rated R, it's going to be 18. An 18-year-old has no idea what the fuck Chucky is. I mean, there's a fair chance, especially if you're releasing it to theaters now, and you're trying to get as big an audience as possible. The studios could be playing dumb with this and leaving that reveal for trailer 2 and pulling a fucking.
Well, I think that's exactly what's happening because, they know that there's a fan base from the original that's out there, but they do want to focus in on the next generation, and that's where they're trying a little bit too hard, I think, in balancing this. Again, I got that same vibe from, even though you guys liked it, me personally, I got that same vibe from Halloween. As much as all of that old stuff I loved and the feel to the, that 80s, generation, I just couldn't connect to the newer generation, so to speak, of the Halloween movie. So, again, depends how you look at things. If you're an old schooler and you could deal with the newer movies that, give a totally different, aspect on what the movie is and the characters are, then so be it. You may like this. So, yeah. I'm starting to calm down.
Yeah. Fucking funeral over there, dude. It was a minute of footage, for fuck's sake.
Well, come on, too, guys. I'm having fun.
Obviously, but it's just funny because you've said 2 things essentially, or 2 of the things you've said are, the Child's Play remake does kind of revolve around Chucky, and yet you're putting the movie on the guillotine based on 1 minute of footage that had very little Chucky in it. So that's kind of counter intuitive points there. Is the problem?
Well, no, because it's the whole the character is what's going to make this movie, and if they're not showing it, or you're not hearing the voice. But then again, I mean, you could take and pluck that great character and put it in a movie, and the movie can still suck. I mean,
is it possible that Chucky could be done well enough for you, Dino, in the next trailer that you might change your opinion on how bad the movie is going to be? If Chucky ends up being really pleasing to you in the next trailer, is it possible that you might reconsider and be like, what, maybe this movie will be okay?
I can always change my mind. I'm not like, screw that. I mean, I can go and watch the movie even though 2 trailers are awful and get a whole different outlook on the movie. That's happened many times. So no, I don't close the door on new stuff. It's just how they do it, and it's how they've been going about it that I'm just not liking here lately.
It's so funny. I mean, over the course of 24 hours, we've seen two different ways to market a movie. And I would say Pet Sematary, the second trailer, gives away way too much. Even if you're a millennial that has no idea about the original, that stuff that they're showing in that trailer is too much information. It'd be interesting. I mean, I guess we'll wait a little bit and get a temperature for it, but I'm curious to see like what the overall non-horror, I'm waiting for this for however long months person. Like, I'm curious to see like what the general consensus is. Pet Sematary trailer 2 versus Child's Play trailer 1, and who's more excited for what?
It would be interesting to see how those bars line up on the graph.
The gauge is out there from what has been posted on social media and YouTube.
Have you not seen the trailer, Dino?
For Pet Sematary 2? Yeah.
The second trailer.
Yeah, the second trailer. Yeah.
You have seen it?
Yeah.
And that wasn't too much for you?
No, not really. It wasn't too much. No. I understand the points that everybody's saying, though. No, well, I do get it. I do get it.
Don't you feel that you're robbed of, really?
No, not really. I mean,
okay.
Not me. I understand how some people can think that way, though. I mean, they gave something away, a big twist away. But again, the most important part of all of that is the movie, and the excitement that came off of that second trailer for me was way higher than the trailer that they released today. Even though it's a minute trailer, we'll get more.
Yeah, I mean, there was more meat on the one bone yesterday, for sure.
Right. So Pet Sematary, they give you elements of the movie that, whatever. At least to swing in the other direction, Child's Play, you technically still, if you're blind and dumb to the series going into this, you still don't know if the doll itself moves its face. I think avoiding showing Chucky's face helps whatever you're going to do with the doll itself in the future or in the movie itself, because what if you don't know that the doll actually talks and moves its eyes and stuff like that? That might be a neat thing to experience.
Can you imagine them not doing that, though? I mean, wow.
Here's a concerning thought based on that, though. What if the reason they're holding Chucky back is they haven't gotten the CG on the face quite right?
Cecil, please.
Concerning thought.
Dakota says it will make more money than Halloween. I listen, that's bold. I hope you're right, because if you're right, then that means we're getting a lot of tertiary horror franchises after that.
I think it's got a similar thing going for it that it did. It's not going to reach it numbers, but I think it does have the fact that Halloween is like a classic horror slasher that was presented by John Carpenter originally is part of why it was so huge. I think it was huge because Pennywise was the foundation of a lot of the population's fear of clowns over the course of the years. And Chucky, in that same way, is the foundation of a lot of people's hatred of dolls. I think
it came from a lot of different things. I know you're big on clowns there, Cecil, but that was the whole Stranger Things, the 80s connection.
Oh my God, Dino, someone behind you.
Oh, holy shit. That was a perfect storm. And,
I agree.
But I understand.
It could play a factor, is what I'm saying.
Dino, Wander This World 97 wants you to define what a box office bomb is for Child's Play.
For Child's Play.
Breaking even?
What's the budget on that movie? Is it even 15?
I don't know if it's been presented yet. Let me find out.
All right, well, you do that. What's up? Boob sweat leads to pearl necklaces. That's quite a name you got there. Oh yeah, I think I remember thinking you were a troll before. Hey there, James. I'd rather watch a bad horror remake any day than any superhero movies coming out right now.
Oh, see?
Preach. I'm with you there, James. What's up, Matt? Toy Story 4 looks fun. We're not talking about that toy movie. Maybe they're saving his voice for a big moment, like in the original when Karen was going to throw him in the fire.
That's going to make a good week of your show, man, or 2 weeks. That predictions on which toy movie will get what sort of attention, and then the results.
Oh, Toy Story 4 is going to win. I mean,
well, of course,
anybody who thinks otherwise.
To what level, though?
Yeah, it'd be nice. I mean, June, I think it's June 24th ish or around that time. That everybody's home from school.
Oh yeah.
So,
if anything, they play the Toy Story movies right. So,
Yeah, I mean,
with
without
marketing
knowing
and everything, but
without knowing anything about anything and knowing it's going up against Toy Story, 25 million opening weekend, like, and that's trying to be generous and of a conservative.
What was Halloween's opening weekend?
70 something.
See, the number that popped in my head was 40. I'll bet it would make at least 40.
Yeah, no, I was trying to be conservative.
It's going to make, but yeah.
I'm curious to know what the budget is, but I think
I can't find anywhere.
Yeah, I don't. I mean,
well, I'll throw it out there. If I were to just right now, okay, and I'm psychic, okay, let's all just think that I'm psychic right now.
Okay,
I think the Child's Play is going to top out in its 40s and not even make it over 50. So
total.
That's total.
Dino.
If I'm wrong, then you guys can roast me. Whatever the hell you want.
All right. Somebody give me the time code for this, because
that's my gut telling me it's just. Yeah.
What did The Nun make? Because I mean, fuck. What did Hellfest make?
Hellfest, but that's not the same thing. And
that's what I'm saying. Like,
we're about 35 minutes here, CP.
Remember, it depends when they release these movies.
June.
That's summer. That's summer movie time. It's a big time for people that are craving the scares, because it's also, it gives people glimmers of Halloween on the horizon.
Mm-hmm.
Not the movie. But
do we have the Hellfest number there, Cecil?
Oh, I can look at it.
I'm just curious, because 50,
the budget or the take? Well,
the take. Maybe you send me. Yep, I have that. The new Child's Play looks like a reboot of parts 1 and 2 into one movie.
Well, you might have caught scenes like that were very similar to.
I like that it apparently is during Christmas in this movie, because when else to get a toy but for Christmas? I know Andy's birthday was the first one, but
God, that's horrible.
What's horrible?
Production budget? Hellfest had a production budget of $5.5 million. Its total domestic gross was $11.1 million.
Wow.
And total worldwide gross was 17.9.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah, so
but that's an unproven property that was
that came out in the middle of nothing. It got shredded by Venom and came out right before Halloween. So 50. White Tim is saying 77 million. I don't know if that's total or opening weekend. Daniel Hammond says 45. Matt says 60 million total. That's not.
I think it could make it to its 70s total.
Yeah. Child's Play 2019 won't make that much because of Toy Story 4. Yeah. The first Toy Story was the highest grossing film of that year. Toy Story 2 was the third, and Toy Story 3, and so on. Depends on the marketing and the reviews. Well, we're here talking about the marketing right now. Highest grossing movie of the year. That's
you forgot that It is coming, right?
Yeah, 2019
the highest grossing horror movie ever.
2019 has an Avengers and a Star Wars, but by all means, Child's Play should just run amok this year.
Endgame, no less, not just an Avengers. Endgame.
Yeah.
That's going to be the highest grossing movie ever, like literally ever. It might actually be Titanic or whatever the hell is the top.
John Kyle Stanton says 75 total. I mean, that seems to be. I think if they make 75, they're more than happy. Like more than happy.
Right. I think that would be somewhat of a success for. Yeah. I'm sticking with 50, but
I'd be shocked if the budget for that was over 15 million. I can't see that. I mean,
the first one was 9 in 1988.
Yeah.
I think they could easily get to 20 in this.
Okay.
Depending on how crazy they're trying to go technologically and all that shit, you know what I mean? And whether or not they're making him move around practically or with CG, that's going to change the cost too. I just hope against hope they're not going to make him run around like CG like Mancini's got Chucky doing now, because it's just so stupid looking.
Yeah, I mean, granted, these are way different circumstances in a way different franchise, but they managed to get BB-8 to be an actual in Star Wars. That's an actual thing with a a person behind a wheel, whatever the fuck you call it, a steering wheel.
Well, use your imagination and ingenuity, and you can still make, you know, actual devices and robots and costumes and stuff like that. Doesn't have to all be CGI'd. So yeah.
Plus, you can cheat it quite a bit too, where you don't have to show him running. Like, you know, you don't have to do it for every shot. You know,
shoulder level running is fine because then you just put him on a little track and move him.
Yeah,
it just looks like he's running. You know, that's how they did it the old way.
Yep,
fine, and it makes sense because it takes the camera down to his level.
Right.
So it actually doesn't feel jarring when he runs in front of the camera because you're like, oh shit, it's like a little vermin just ran across the camera.
Yep.
It makes sense for what they're doing.
Low angle for the POV too. Yeah, it's there are ways to work around it and still, you know, be creative about it and have it look good.
I just hope we don't get a RoboCop vision at any point. Like actual Chucky doll vision that's like enhanced and like scanning shit.
I mean, don't they kind of sort of tease that?
They showed outwardly you see that red line, but I don't know that you'll actually
laser stuff going on
eyeball, you know, the eyeball POV. I don't know.
See, so what do you have? Do you have Box Office Mojo in front of you? Is that what you're at?
Yeah.
Can you bring up the Child's Play franchise?
Yeah.
Badass Ninja asks, do we think it'll be the highest grossing Child's Play that came in the theater?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah. Well, first off, are we talking all including Chucky movies or just Child's Play? Because it's definitely going to be the highest grossing Child's Play movie. So let's see. Okay. I see Bride of Chucky made 50.7 million. Seed made 24.8. The original made 44.2. Child's Play 3 made 20.5. And 2 has eluded the list here. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
So they all just went over and made enough profit. So
without adjusting for inflation, I mean, because that original is probably worth, you know, maybe 60 in today's dollars. Without adjusting for inflation, it really should. I mean,
well, adjusting for inflation, but if they were equal number wise for how much the movie was made for and how much it's going to make, I think the original still is probably going to outdo it.
But, the original.
Yeah. Well, the original. Okay. So
9 million.
9 million made 44. Child's Play 2 was 13 million, made 34. Child's Play 3 doesn't have the budget listed here, but it made 19.8. Let me see if the budget's listed here. Okay, I don't need a Happy Daughter ad.
You sure?
Yeah, no, I don't have one yet, so I'm good. Okay, I can't find the Chucky 3 budget just yet. Bride of Chucky's budget jumps to 25 million and makes 50. But Seed of Chucky jumps again to 29 million, makes 24.
Yikes.
So they took a bath on that one. And that's not including, obviously, the marketing budget. So Bride barely broke even when you include marketing budget doubling. Curse and Cult, there are no numbers on because they were, I'm guessing, because straight to DVD.
Yep. Yeah, so what was the highest number without inflation? Was it 65, did you say?
It was 50.6 for Bride of Chucky, with the first one close behind at 44.
And Dino, you said 50 total.
Yeah.
Like and that was being generous. So yeah, so even if it is the Dino failure that he's predicting, it should be the highest grossing without inflation. Because I mean, inflation, you're talking about the original 30 years ago, that you might as well just double that number.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Do you think the Child's Play reboot will be better than the original?
Is that even a question?
Yeah, I mean,
are you kidding me? I'm there's no going out on a limb on that one. I again, unless you're 16 and you know you just watch this movie and you don't give the other a chance. Like, you know, I've got a 14-year-old, and
the first one is a very, very different movie from the rest too, as far as tone and everything is concerned. It's you know, dark.
Classic.
Yeah.
Dark, yeah.
I mean, well, I mean, Chucky gets a little hokier and a little more shticky towards the middle, and certainly by Seed.
Cakes and Bride. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was certainly a different movie when you think about it in the franchise, but for it to be better is,
yeah.
Jeez.
I'm also curious how like much more gorier they're trying to go with this movie, if they're going in that direction. I mean, with her hanging in there, wherever she was, you know, it got me a little bit going, they might be tipping the scales a little bit more gore, but I could be wrong.
I like the close up of her eye in sheer terror.
Yeah.
That's coverage. You don't normally get that in horror movies. So shit.
Especially,
they knew that would grab you, or a good portion of the audience. So, you know,
that's effort. I mean, not many people would think to go, you know what, let's get a close up of that eye and fucking. Well, you were going to say something, Cecil?
No, I was just agreeing with you on the eye.
Yeah, it's good to see, you know, them just do more than one shot. And like I was saying before, I like that it appears to be. Oh, I think I mentioned that Christmas. Will the new one be better than Bride of Chucky? That's. I'll say yes.
Yeah,
really?
I don't think that would take much. I'm not a huge fan.
I'm gonna say no.
Really?
Because I really enjoyed Bride of Chucky.
I enjoyed it too. I just
Good for dummies, huh?
I don't know. It you know, until the movie comes out, we can. This is the fun of it all. We can all interject our own opinions and I
speculate, because that's all it is at this
speculation,
point.
Right?
I mean, 1 minute of fucking footage.
You got somebody like me who goes out and uses his gut, you know, to feel out things. And again, I'm a little different. I'm old school, so you know, hopefully people understand that and don't you know,
kids with your AI toys.
Just me with my opinion. But
you know, somebody, I don't know who said it before. But the fact that it's, you know, somebody said that the kid looks too old to be playing with toys. I think the fact that it's AI, it kind of fits the whole age range. The modern day, you know, it was like Cecil was talking about before with Siri and Alexa and all this other shit. You know, if you have a toy that also is, you know, like a fucking remote for your TV or whatever the fuck, like, you know, the age isn't that important. If it's something cool that does neat shit, especially for if
he gets it for Christmas and it's like he unpacks it and then it's like doing all kinds of shit for him and
Chucky, like, post to Facebook for me.
Yeah, you know what I mean? and he's speaking in a, you know, his cool, you know, voice or whatever they use, who knows. You know, and he befriends him somewhat, you know, and then the AI side starts to turn a little cynical. But again, it's robotic, so we'll see. It depends on that twist in the story, and they're not showing that, or no details are out on what's exactly going to happen there, because Siri isn't just going to start telling you to fuck off and shit like that. Even if you ask it to, it won't do that. So, you know, something's got to happen to give it its own soul. But so you know what I'm saying.
Without, you know, borrowing from two movies that we know a similar situation. You have Chopping Mall, where it's just a fucking haywire situation, and
love it.
What Terminator, where it's the robot purposely going after a man because, you know, fuck them, they're not the boss of me. Which would you prefer if you could only choose from those two templates?
Way out there movies.
Well, yeah, I'm just talking about
more options than those two, but I
all right. Well, go ahead. But
well, no, I like the one early. I like the earlier one where he bonds to the kid and he just ends up being, you know, he wants to be his friend to the end, and he goes a little haywire, going a little crazy, starting to see everyone else's threats. I think that works for what they're trying to accomplish if you're not going to bring voodoo into it or bring in some weird curse on technology. You know what I mean? It makes the most sense. And you know, they're kind of doing that in the Five Nights at Freddy's thing. Like at first I was calling this Five Nights at Chucky's for a while before we got more about it and before they introduced sort of the series of it all, because I thought it was
FNAF even happening still?
They put a delay on it, but it is still happening supposedly. It's too big a property for it to not happen, to be honest.
I think so, yeah.
But that is actually literally possessed animatronics that actually have rotting bodies inside. Right. So that's really cool in itself, and they can't do that exact thing. They can't do a possessed doll, you know, that way. They can't do it voodoo ways because, you know, that it just I don't think they would have.
So I wish they would have. That would have been a better storyline than the AI, I think, unless they do it okay. But you know, the Five Nights at Freddy and that form of a Chucky doll or buddy.
But when's the last time your 14-year-old asked for a doll for a present, or would have been satisfied with one? Because this kid looks 12 or 13.
Well, again, yeah, you would have had to bring down the age according to the storyline. I mean, like Cecil said, AI. Yeah, I mean, I could see his age, you know, comparing to what his toy is, but you know.
But isn't that a nice thing though, that they made enough of a change to make that a different enough approach towards the same material, so it's not just redoing the same stuff we've seen over and over again, or specifically in that first one? I don't know. Like I'm just kind of speaking hypothetically, where you know people get mad at remakes for just literally doing the same thing but in an updated way. This is literally updating things and changing the age, so it's a little bit different.
Well, yeah. You know what? There's been a thing for quite a while about, like, especially me hating remakes or reimagine. I don't at all. I really don't. It's how they're doing it that I'm just very unhappy with. I mean, so I have nothing against doing a remake or even reimagine a movie. I just want them to do it correctly, and that's where they did it with it. Okay.
I was just going to ask, have they done it yet to you?
They've done, yes. I mean, we were talking all back and forth during that period of time, and even though I sounded a bit sarcastic during that time, no, it is awesome, and I can't wait for the second movie to come out too. And the old original one was boring. Other than Tim Curry, there were some aspects I liked okay with her, but what's that look for, CP?
The first
bathroom?
The first, it wasn't the hard one to remake. I think the second half of the original, that's where the real test is, because
that was dog shit.
Yes.
Yeah, I think they're going to really do a lot more flashbacks with the kids involved in this movie. So it's not going to be all adults, I don't think. I think it's going to be 50-50 down the line with flashbacks, but I could be wrong too.
I don't think 50-50, but they did confirm that there is going to be some, because they brought all the kids back for when they, for actual shots. So
Ben Grimm says the scene where the mom finds out there's no batteries in Chucky in the first one was awesome. Wonderful to do that scene in this one. It'd be interesting to see, like, to go with the whole modern take. Again, this is just simply speculation. What if the doll is like fucking Wi-Fi or Bluetooth enabled, and the kid gets punished or some shit, and the mom cuts him off and makes sure the doll isn't connected to the internet, but whatever signal comes on, and that's how she finds out. It's a slightly more modern way to do it. Without
they need to do something, right? Because it's got to be charged with USB now, right? So they'd have to have like a battery bar that they show is empty or something like that. Like, I don't know. It wouldn't work quite the same way. But something you said, CP, while you were talking, like sparked like what might be a cool scene, right? So remember the scene in the original when she hears him talking to Chucky and goes in, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And Chucky's sitting on the chair and they were talking. Like, they could do that same thing. Right. And she could take the doll out. Like, I'm creeped out by that. I don't like that. She takes the doll out, puts him in another room. But because he's connected to all the devices, he just connects to the Bluetooth speaker in the kid's room and starts talking to him.
That's awesome.
Right.
Yeah. Chucky wants to watch the news.
but yeah, so like she could still hear voices and stuff, but it would be from the Bluetooth instead, or like I don't know, they could do kind of cool stuff like that.
No, that's a cool. That's a cool idea, because Wi-Fi, you can be connected to every single device in your house, and not even just that, other buildings outside of the house itself. So
and connectivity to like a car and shit too. Like that's how, like that's how he can get around. Fucking using the GPS and like
driving a Google car in the movie.
Like it's not that far out there. I mean,
but again, the thing I'm worried about is all of that's cool, but again, he's got no soul. So at what point does he go off the deep end and get this character that is violent and has a character? So that's what I'm interested in seeing for sure.
It'll probably start with a bully at school that he takes Chucky to school with him, and a bully sees him, and Chucky takes the car out and goes and whacks the bully or something like that. Like, but it does look like there are so from the trailer there were a few deaths that we saw. There's a guy hanging Christmas lights, and he's wrapped himself up in Christmas lights in order to be able to hang them, and the ladder gets pushed out from under him. So okay, there's a body laying in a parking lot with glass around them, and I'm like, oh, this must be the person swan diving out the window. But then later you see someone crashing into a car with another car, so it could be that. And then you also see a body falling on top of a car. So there's a car wreck and then a body falling on top of a car too. So I'm not sure which is it's going to be, but those are the three kind of deaths that we saw, plus the illusion with the mom at the end.
I hope they maintain the accidents theme from the first one too, where like it's just seemed like the babysitter that fell out of the window. It was just a terrible accident. I mean, granted, you can only go so far with that, but it'd be nice for them to not really have an idea what the fuck is going on for at least the first half or so.
Oh yeah.
Well, some people contend that the first one would have been a little scarier if they had left it to the imagination, whether it was actually Andy doing these things rather than Chucky, and then just do that reveal in the third act. But the shoe thing kind of ruins that right off the bat earlier on, unless you take it where the kid actually, took the guy's shoes and put it there after the fact. Like, so if they played that up, it might be kind of cool too, where people are suspecting that it's Andy doing these things like they didn't do in the first one, or at least that they waved off really quickly in the first one.
It's not a remake. It's a theatrical adaptation of the book. The original was a made-for-TV movie. The original was released to theaters.
They're talking about it.
Right.
Yeah, because someone must have said remake rather than new adaptation. You got it was an actually you just fell into.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Hard enough.
Actually, it's actually 1 minute and 7 seconds, not a 1 minute trailer, but
wow, longer than I thought.
No. This means a new Chucky can take control of things using wireless technology. I mean, we don't know that. I mean, none of us.
No, but yeah,
we don't have any sort of
throwing ideas out,
insider information or knowledge. This is all speculation.
They need us, people like us, in the boardroom when they're making these movies.
Yeah,
but whatever.
I had always, in my fantasy mind of wanting to make movies, I had always wanted to redo Chucky, and I had a lot of ideas, but I honestly, doing it series-wise never occurred to me, and it does. I feel like it does open up both scary and story possibilities.
If done properly, yeah.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely.
I agree.
All right, so we've been going an hour. Dino, so you're on the not impressed end. What would either another trailer or this movie need to do to win you over?
Voice, see a little bit more of Chucky and his character. I mean, if he's going to be a straight-faced, robot who never changed his character in his face, that's going to take a lot away from the movie. But yeah, no, and just a longer trailer will get you more scenes and a little bit better feel for what the movie's going to feel like, and yeah,
and so that stuff will win you over.
I'm not saying it's going to win me over. I already told you that this is good enough for me. I saw what I saw. And I'm sticking to my gut, and I will eventually see it, and when I see it, come whenever the summer, I'll give you my thoughts on it. So
I'll come in the summer.
Me too. Several. But,
if you see it, you just have to have old Chucky review the new movie, like you had.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that would be good. Fuck this guy.
Plus.
So to swing in the other direction, Cecil, what would a next trailer or the film need to do to disappoint you?
Fuck that voice up. If they fuck that voice up, I will be like, oh, now I have to see it rather than want to see it. If it'll be like that. But honestly, there's not much they can do to lose me as such a huge Chucky fan. But yeah, that voice will do it. If it comes out sounding like Jerry Lewis, then I'm gonna have issues.
Jerry Lewis. No spoilers in the trailer, says Maurice. Yes, I think we would all agree on that.
Yeah.
What's up? What's up, Jason Brady? And yeah, so that about does it for our Child's Play chat. I don't know if you guys had anything else you wanted to say before we went, but
thank God I didn't need a cup of coffee.
Yeah, no, you brought just enough glum to this discussion. Thank you.
As always. Having fun.
All right. Cecil, what do you have coming up on your channel soon? I mean, other than you just put up a...
Yeah, I did put up a reaction to this trailer. We put up our reaction to the new Pet Sematary trailer yesterday. We have an art show vlog going up tonight. And then we've got a reaction to the Super Bowl teasers for Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark and Twilight Zone coming tomorrow, along with a new Hail to Stephen King tomorrow. Yeah, we'll stick with that.
Cody Leach says, "You whores!"
Waiting to see your video, possibly with an S on the end there later, Cody Leach.
Spreading the legs. Yes. I will be doing Red Dead eventually. I just picked up Resident Evil 2, and that's been sitting there just wrapped. I know, I've heard.
I finished it. I've been writing my review over the last couple of days because I'm gonna I have all that footage of me playing, so I'm just gonna do it. I'll read a script and just put in a bunch of footage.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. I feel this way right now, CP, but I uploaded. Chucky had a few words to say last night on my channel. And he was pleading for everybody to please just give it a chance. So yeah.
Meanwhile, here you are.
There I am.
Well, that wasn't you. That was Chucky. That was pleading.
Exactly. So I let him freeform. So there you go.
Cody says, "I was clicking record, then I saw some hoes talking about my movie." Yeah.
I'm curious to hear what Cody thinks. So I'll be checking.
Not to spoil things, but I don't think he's on the Dino end of the spectrum.
He's very positive about the movie. I know that. I watch your stuff, Cody. So I know you're positive.
I think it's impossible to not be any lower than you are about it, though. I mean, shit.
CP, do you not know that's my character? I mean,
okay.
Not that I don't agree with what I'm saying. I'm not fake. It's just I'm way caffeinated. I mean, I'm up and over what I really think on a thing. So you know me. Come on. Yeah, whatever.
All right. So with that, go check out Cody Leach. He's doing a reaction and a review, which will be up in a little bit, I would assume. And then my anniversary video should be coming up relatively soon too, as well as my
today.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I might have the list up tomorrow morning. The next piece of list. The anniversary. What?
Isn't that the last piece? Aren't you up to 20?
Yeah, I do 20 to 11 and then 10 to 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, wait. Next two become good lists. Just saying.
It hasn't been up until now. Why would I start at 20?
Oh my.
Oh, Dino, what do you got coming up on your various media?
I have no idea.
Is this part of your character?
I'll have Pet Cemetery, the original trivia, coming up this week here sometime soon. So it will be up on the channel. I'll be posting it everywhere. So
awesome.
Yeah, that'll be there. And then I got actually Danny Devil and Sal. They're going to be doing a commentary on this movie we found called Head. It's on Tubi TV. It's kind of a murder puppet movie. It's nothing
so strange that you stumbled across a movie titled Head,
right? And it's all about a murdering puppet. And it's 10 times better than Happy Time Murders, whatever. Yeah, of course.
Oh.
So yeah, that'll actually be pretty fun though. So yeah. Anyways.
Excuse me. The channel is the Late Late Horror Show. The Dino and Ted Show as well. What else? Give me your 55 channels. Let's go.
No, those are the two most important. The Dino and Ted Show and the Late Late Horror Show. So there you go.
I might be live again tomorrow night with
Of course you will.
With a CP extravaganza. But other than that,
4 years. 4 years.
No, tomorrow's my birthday.
Oh, that's right. Well, that's not, but yeah.
All right, so. Yeah, well, thanks for joining us. Thanks for being so interactive in the chat. If we missed your shit, apologies. Dino got rather heated, and I probably steamed into the comments, but that's that. Have a good weekend, guys. Say goodbye.